Okay, so this video for you is on the Mercalli scale assignment that we're doing. So this is the Mercalli scale. The Mercalli scale is just a system that is used after an earthquake has happened in order to look at the damage and interview people and figure out the amount of damage and where the epicenter happened. So in this activity, you have a sheet that looks like this. It has a modified Mercalli scale on it. So it starts out with a level 1. You're going to notice these are Roman numerals. The higher the number, the more damage. So it starts at 1 and it goes all the way up through 12. And it gives things that you would see if that was the level of damage that it had. So for example, with level 1, people do not feel any earth movement. But if you get to level 7, people have difficulty standing and drivers feel their cars shake and furniture breaks. Just some of it, okay? So those are just some examples. What you're going to be doing in this assignment today is you are going to be looking at the town of Wattsville, okay? So you have a picture that looks like this. It's a map of Wattsville. It's a made-up town with all these different locations. So you've got places like River City Video, Hot Springs Ranch, Whitewater Pets. There are all these places in Wattsville. And an earthquake has occurred in Wattsville. And your role is you are Jake. And Jake is a local DJ on a radio station. And he has callers that are calling in order to tell the damage at their location and where they're at. Okay? And so you're going to get the caller cards. That's what these are here. So these are the KWAT or KWAT cards. So you have a set of these, and these are all the callers that are calling in. So what you're going to find on the card is who it is, where they're at, and the level of damage that they had. What you're going to do then is you're going to go onto your map. You're going to find that location. So this first one's a hospital here. You're going to figure out the level of damage, and you're going to write that Roman numeral either below the name, to the side of the name, or above it until you have them all filled in with the level of damage that you think it is. Once you've done that, you're going to open, there's a document on Schoology called Mercalli Scale Damage. And that one, it'll show those same color cards, but it'll tell what the actual level of damage is. And if you have any of these that are wrong, you can erase and fix it. Okay. Then you're going to do something called ISO lines, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Let's do one together. So we'll do caller number 1. It says, "Hi, this is Charles from the hospital. We only had slight to moderate damage in the new well-built children's care building. The building containing most of our records was old and poorly built. Damage there was considerable." Okay, so slight to moderate damage in the new building, and the building that was old and poorly built had considerable damage. So let's look at our Mercalli scale. Okay, so let's look. I know it's going to be a little bit higher up. So damage is slight to moderate in well-built buildings, considerable in poorly built buildings. So that's a level 7. So what I would do on my map is where the hospital is, I'm going to write a 7. Okay, I'm going to try to do that here. Just might not show up very nice. Okay, so I'd write, oh, that's going to be real big. Okay, so I would just write a 7, V and I. Okay, I'm not going to do it on here because obviously this is showing up real thick. And it's not letting me really change it. So, I haven't used the tools on here before. So, okay, so it's a 7, right? So it's V, I is a 7 for the hospital. Okay, then what you'll do is you'll put the level of damage for all of the locations. Okay, and then I'll show you the next step in just a second here. Okay, so we're going to start talking about Mercalli scale a little bit and how you draw what are called ISO lines. So I'm going to show you an example. So let's say here's my map. You can see there aren't any locations on here, but I'm just going to put a variety of Roman numerals. Okay, so let's say these are all my places in town. I'm going to draw what are called ISO lines. And what ISO lines are is there are lines that are going to show places where the level of damage is the same. So I'm going to start at my lowest number. So on my picture here, it's a 3. So I'm going to connect all of my 3s, leaving anything that's bigger than a 3 inside of my ISO lines. So see how I'm connecting all the 3s? And then here I can either connect it, make a circle, or I can go out to the edge of my paper. Okay, then I'm going to do the next is 4s. So I'm connecting 4s. I want to make sure those 5s and 6s stay inside. Okay, then I've got 5s. Again, I'm trying to keep those 6s inside. And then my last level here is 6s. Okay, where I have the highest amount of damage is where my epicenter is. And so I'm just going to put an X in that location. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to, on your map, once you put in all of your Roman numerals, you've checked that answer key and you know what all of your amount of damage is, you're going to draw those ISO lines on here and put an X where the epicenter is. And then there's a Wattsville map key on Schoology, and you can check and see if you found the right location for the epicenter. If you have questions as you're going through this or something doesn't make sense, please make sure you're coming and talking with me. I want you to make sure that you try this because you're going to have to rate things on a Mercalli scale and make ISO lines on the unit test. Thanks. Bye.